Hello world, this is Chris with Elevations. This is the Stinson 1 Maiden night flight with our new Flir camera. So we're going to go through a initial flight and show everybody what the video looks like as well as the takeoff. Enjoy!
Huh? Oh. Arm.
How's that view? Switch to white hot.
From this view, you can see the two individuals as well as the pickup truck. And if you look at the rear or the bottom of that pickup truck, you can see the slight white square. That's actually the ground controller, the laptop there, that's running a little bit warmer than the flatbed itself. You can see some warmer liquid up to the front of the vehicle, and then you can see the heat emanating from the building there that's on the right of the vehicle. At this point, we decide to bring it back down to the ground and reorient the green laser. That'll help us get a good visibility as far as where it is above the ground. We had it pointed directly forward and decided to switch that to point down so we can see easily directly where it's at to help navigate it around, since we just have this thermal camera kind of placed in a temporary position for the sake of this initial flight, pointing straight down, so we're not able to actually move around with a gimbal. Once we brought it back down, we moved it back around to the side, pointing downward, and then launched again and started moving a little bit down the road to take a look at some other imagery here. So as it scrolls through, you can see the different temperatures of the pieces of metal that are on the ground, the actual fence line that's there, and then here soon on that bottom left hand corner you can see a chicken coop. So you can actually see some of the chickens there on the left hand side. The body of the chicken with the thicker feather definitely is a little bit cooler, where you can see their hot heads emanating there in that bright white color. They're all roosting up there on that fence line, and then you have a couple there in that corner. So you can kind of see them moving around, and you can see a lot of different definition. This is that 640 resolution camera, so you definitely get some good view on this. We are about 80 foot above the ground level where we are now. You can see that colder steel there that's just been sitting on the ground. That's some forks as well as some other vehicles that are on the ground. So you get some really good definition with this particular camera. So now in that bottom of the corner here, you can see both the individual holding the video downlink as well as myself being the pilot, walking beneath the UAS to kind of get an idea of what we look like. So obviously the human body definitely pops out a lot. We're not wearing very thick clothing, so our heat signature is definitely visible. We decided to fly it over some of the livestock here to kind of see how they show up, and obviously right here you can see these handful of horses are very identifiable at about that 80-foot mark. Initially, that didn't seem to really bother them, and then they started to really hear it as we moved the drone around. You could definitely hear. And then here you can see actually some sheep that are up underneath a tree, so you can definitely see through that tree to see how identify those heat signatures. And then in that pasture you can also see a couple of the whiter, more recent droppings on the ground, so that's definitely interesting to be able to see the residual heat that's still there. Decide to flip that back around and fly over ourselves once again so you can see the two individuals again at approximately 80 foot. So you can definitely see that human body quite well as the outline of all the items and that warmer ground from the heat that's been absorbed throughout the day. We're just kind of bouncing around a little bit, scrolling around a little bit, and seeing what we can see. You can definitely see the heat still sitting inside some of those trees as well as we fly over some of the hotter and colder items. As we kind of navigate back towards our landing area, you can see in that bottom left-hand corner there's a few dogs in the yard there, so the smaller bodies underneath those trees are still identifiable at that height that we're at. And at this point we start bringing it a little bit lower in altitude as we get closer to the point where I want to land it. So as you can tell here, I am to the top of the screen as I move down this road and get a little bit closer to that area that we are landing, slowly bringing it down to the ground. You can see a little bit of the definition starts washing out as you get close. Definitely doesn't do as well when you're closer to the ground, but obviously it's not made to be directly on the ground. So to this point we're just about landing and everything washes out because we're only about 4 inches or so away from the ground. I'll have some more of these videos put together as we start to finish the development of this particular UAS. My name is Chris with Elevations. As always, I hope you learned something today. Please like and subscribe below. Thank you for watching.